Hi, General John Allen, Commander of NATO's International Security Assistance Force. My name is Megan Badix. Most folks call me Mo. I'm not somebody you would have run into. You're a four-star general who came up through the Marines and the Naval Academy. You've been awarded the Defense Distinguished Service Medal, the Defense Superior Service Medal, and many other accolades. I was a card-carrying member of the Boy Scouts. Really, no, the Sea Explorers are co-ed, and we used to go sailing on the San Francisco Bay and compete in regattas. I learned how to march in formation then. That's literally the closest thing I have to military experience. The awards on my resume are for travel grants to art conferences, study trips in theater, and stipends for one-time exhibitions. I make performances. I'm not somebody you would have run into, but this weekend our worlds are colliding. The campus of the art school where I'm currently studying has been shut down to accommodate the NATO summit and surrounding protests. This weekend on the streets of Chicago, there are bevies of protesters demanding the immediate withdrawal of NATO troops from Afghanistan. They are holding signs that say, "Fighting for peace is like screaming for silence," and "NATO needs war." I have been one of those angry protesters, General John Allen. I participated in the worldwide protests of the war in Iraq in February 2003. I have marched and made signs and been pepper sprayed. I have viewed the military as motivated by economic interests and short-sighted politics. I'd prefer not to discuss perspectives on war, General John Allen. My father was a Vietnam veteran with 3 Purple Hearts who eventually succumbed to a bone marrow cancer caused by exposure to Agent Orange. I was not encouraged to join the Army. According to the Washington Post, your family has an extensive history of American military service dating to colonial times. Your father fought in Korea, your grandfather on the Western Front of World War I. I have been an angry protester, General John Allen, but you are no stranger to unrest yourself. This past February, 2 coalition soldiers in Afghanistan were discovered burning Korans by local civilians. Their assignment had been to dispose of some 1,652 books used by prisoners who had written notes in the margins. The books, which included some Korans, were viewed as a security risk, and the decision was made not to store them, but to destroy them. The soldiers began tossing bags of book into an incinerating pit, oblivious to the nature of their act. This act, of desecrating a holy scripture, of disrespecting another culture's beliefs, is offensive in any context, but it's especially bad in Afghanistan, where, according to the New York Times, news of the burning of a single Koran by a preacher in Florida provoked mobs to ransack a United Nations office and kill 12 people in April 2011. That this incident would lead to unrest was clear. Indeed, protests began hours after the discovery and continued through the morning as civilians shouted, "Death to America," and "We don't want them anymore." And so, you apologized, in a video released to the general public and through various news outlets. In it you state, "I assure you, I promise you, this was not intentional in any way, and I offer my sincere apologies for any offense this may have caused. My apologies to the President of Afghanistan, my apologies to the government of the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan, and most importantly, my apologies to the noble people of Afghanistan." You ordered for every coalition soldier in Afghanistan to be trained for the proper use of religious materials. Unfortunately, your actions did not prevent further violence. Even after President Obama stepped forward and offered his own apology, nationwide rioting left 29 Afghans and 6 American soldiers dead. Newt Gingrich said, "The president apologized for the burning, but I haven't seen the president demand that the government of Afghanistan apologize for the killing of 2 Americans. The Taliban issued a statement. The Muslim Afghan nation must not be deceived by their superficial apologies and must continue seeking revenge." I cannot speak to the origins or the political impact of your apology, but it has had an effect on me. It showed me an American military commander that was concerned as much with the diplomatic mission of his forces as the military one. It showed me a military commander looking the public in the eye and speaking in the local tongue. It showed me a 4-star general concerned with the prevention of violence rather than the perpetuation of it. And so I'd like to apologize to you, General John Allen. Before reading about the Koran burning incident, I had no idea that the proper disposal for that religious tome was by wrapping it in a cloth and bearing it on holy ground, or placing it in flowing water. I had no real understanding of the NATO mission beyond the troop withdrawal deadline of 2014. And I feel that my ignorance in this matter has been part of a larger problem, that my ignorance is part of an unintentional but profound disrespect which fuels riotous anger and prevents constructive change. In the act of apologizing, you recognized a human cultural importance that beyond that of sheer strategic victory. In doing so, you allowed me to recognize the same. I hope for all our sakes that this weekend at the NATO summit there can be a continued effort to set plans that respect the needs and wishes of the people of Afghanistan and help to address the worldwide furor surrounding its politics. In the meantime, I wanted to say thank you for your apology. My name is Mo, and I'm sorry.